Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Crypto with the OG mug. No more takeaway cups today. However, I have another, once again, I say this every episode because, well, every episode is a really good episode. I have some exciting news from XRP, of course, the price action we have been loving and waiting to see. Also, a big hype around June 13th. What's actually going on? There seems to be a bit of a hidden agenda here with this date, and I'm going to cover that in more detail. Also, we could be poised for a bit of a pump in crypto based on the charts that I have found. So stick around to the end of today's video till I show you the exact chart that I am I'm bullish on, to say the least, and I'd love to share it with you. So yeah, sit back, relax, grab your coffee if you are watching this live with me. If not, however you're watching it, I hope you are chilling out, relaxing, and ready to take on today's video. So first things first, we will start, of course, with the top 10 prices of the crypto market. Once again, CoinMarketCap, as always, is taking forever to load. Let's try again. There we go. Apologies. This seems to happen to me more often than not in the mornings. Maybe I should change my place to check crypto because these, like, it's clearly not working. It is clearly not working at all. Should we just jump straight into the news? Will we? Let me just see if I can get this to refresh. Yeah, look at that. The whole website's not even working properly. Oh well, okay, cool. Look, we're going to jump straight into the news and we might come back to CoinMarketCap if it decides to grow up and fix itself. Okay, so first things first, Binance US suspends USD deposits and warns of fiat withdrawal pause. Now, of course, bit of an issue for Binance US, but again, as ever, with this whole saga that seems to continue with the SEC, Coinbase, Binance being sued, the past few days have been a little bit funny, and someone like myself who believes that it's all, I wouldn't say it's all lies, but there's all a bigger kind of meaning behind it. This just seems a bit funny to me. But anyway, the second reason I wanted to bring you this article was about this thing right here, which I'm about to highlight, June 13th. So Binance US has announced the suspension of the US dollar deposits and has notified its customers of an incoming pause to fiat withdrawal channels as early as June 13th. Now, on June 9th, Binance US announced that it was forced to take action amid extremely aggressive and intimidating tactics from the SEC. Now, the firm noted that in an effort to protect its customers and platform, it is suspending USD deposits. Furthermore, Binance US is notifying customers that our banking partners are preparing to pause fiat withdrawals, and that channel will be closed as early as June 13th. June 13th, does anyone remember why I have such a point to make about June 13th? Let me sip this coffee because I'm not letting this one go cold today. But yeah, June 13th, why do I keep going on about June 13th? I mentioned it in yesterday's video and the day before and the day before, and I think I mentioned it last week as well, and potentially the week before. So June 13th, again, this is just a tweet from Binance US, essentially just reiterating what I've just read. But yeah, they are pausing their fiat gateways for USD from June 13th. Now, obviously, some people are actually seeing this as a bit of a bullish move. Again, hear me out here. Because people can't deposit, or I don't think they can withdraw either, actually, from what I'd read. No, in fact, they are still doing that. This is cryptocurrencies, yeah. So I believe that they're going to be stopping deposits and withdrawals of USD, which some people are seeing as bullish because if you can't get your money on and off, then you can't buy, you can't sell, which means the prices will then run up because it's scarce. You have to go to other exchanges and causes a bit of a kind of supply shock and stuff. Yeah, I don't really think that's all that true, but it's potentially going to be true. And the reason I keep going on about June 13th is when I covered it on yesterday's video, it would have been Wednesday's video, I believe, where there was like 5 different things happening on June 13th The FOMC have decided to have a meeting. The Hinman emails are obviously being released. We've then got the full name of it? The Digital Assets meeting, where they're going to discuss the future of crypto, which has been held June 13th. Like, there was 5 or 6 different things all being decided on June 13th. And now this has happened. Binance US have paused, or will be pausing, on June 13th, which is a little bit fishy to me, but anyway, we'll take it for how it is. Now, Ripple, again, in the news, as always. The Ripple case is more crucial than ever amid Coinbase, Binance, SEC crackdowns. Now, again, this is something that we have been saying for months, years at this point, where the Ripple lawsuit is one of the, if not the most important lawsuits in the crypto space. Now, I'm not just saying that because I'm a XRP holder. I like the company Ripple. I've invested for, well, almost 6 years at this point into XRP. That's not why I'm, well, maybe like 20% of me is saying that, but the other 80% of me that's saying it's super important is because it's such a big deal of what's happened, in the sense of, this is, I mean, there's been other kind of lawsuits in the past. I know EOS had one, and obviously the library one we've seen recently, and there's been a few in the past where it's to do with securities laws and whatever, but the Ripple XRP one has been the biggest and most mainstream one because of the size of the company involved and the allegations involved and whatnot. So, and it's also came at a crucial part in cryptocurrency's like timeline, if you like. So yeah, that's why it is super important and why I've always banged on about how important it actually is. Now, the judges presiding over Coinbase and Binance's lawsuits will likely watch the results of the SEC and Ripple case closely. Now, Ripple has been in a legal battle with the US SEC since December 2020, and again, they were alleging Ripple that they offered unregistered securities via XRP since 2013. Now, on June 6th, the SEC, as we all know, filed a lawsuit to Coinbase, also alleging them that it has been offering unregistered securities a day before it filed a lawsuit against Binance containing similar allegations. Now, this guy here, you may have heard of him before. He's called Meta Lawman, but lawyer James Murphy, known as Meta Lawman on Twitter, explained in a series of tweets on June 9th that the favourable outcome for Ripple could undermine the entire basis for the SEC's case against both Coinbase and Binance. Now, if you are a fan of the channel, which I hope you are, and you're subscribed and have your post notifications turned on, you will have seen that Deck had posted a video. Oh, pardon me, I'm very sorry. That was my coffee coming back on me. Jesus, I feel like I should maybe take more of a breath when I am reading. But yes, to start that again, if you watched the video that Deck released last night on XRP, he did go into detail on this exact point. Now, that may undermine the entire basis for the SEC's case. Essentially, again, go watch the video, but essentially the point being that we're still not 100% on this whole email situation and if they're going to release it and whatever it may be. Because if Ripple, quote unquote, win this case, it's going to kind of hurt the SEC's case against Binance and Coinbase, which they don't want to happen. So yeah, anyway, go watch the video. It's in the on our channel, obviously, so click the link on our channel after this video. It's the very latest video posted regarding XRP. Watch it through. Deck explains it really, really well and gives his direct opinion on his XRP kind of case or point summary, and also why he believes that the SEC won't just let this go as simple and as easy as we may think. So yeah, go check that video out. Like I said, that's a very good one to watch. And yeah, continuing on this article then. So he then says, however, he also warned that before anyone gets too excited, a ruling by Judge Torres in the Ripple case would not be building precedent for these recent filings. This means that the judges for the Coinbase and Binance lawsuit will not be bound to the rule in the same way, as only decisions of the Court of Appeals and Supreme Court have that actual influence. He then says that John Deaton, so again, you all know who John Deaton is, he believes the SEC is well aware that Judge Torres' decision in the Ripple case will be published in the very near future. Now, Deaton also believes that the SEC purposely filed these new cases ahead of that result, in case the regulator faces an unfavourable outcome in the Ripple case, stating that I believe that the SEC wanted to get those cases filed before that decision, just in case it is as bad as a result for the SEC, possibly causing it to lose some political and legal momentum. Now, this is something that we have also been mentioning quite a few times regarding this. I actually spoke to someone this morning about this, where the SEC and the Coinbase, Binance news, all this drama that's happening like this past few days, a week ahead of potentially one of the biggest upsets in the SEC's kind of recent history, could be going to play against them. Therefore, they'd rather kind of blow smoke elsewhere so that it takes away the attention if the Ripple lawsuit is to become favourable for Ripple and not so much for the SEC. So again, let's not get too hyped up at the moment. We're still, obviously, of course, we're buzzing. There's so much hype around XRP, but it's not going to go to an all-time high, in my opinion. So I'm not bothered to kind of be selling or anything. I think I'm just more bothered about the fact that we'll finally have an answer after 2.5 years of, no one speaks highly of Ripple or XRP. It's always been the banker's coin. It's always been the kid in the corner that people like to use as a meme or whatever it may be. Although I think secretly some of these guys actually hold a huge bag of XRP, but that's besides the point. XRP's never had its great kind of favourable limelight that it really deserves as a product in the crypto industry. So I feel like for me personally, that's what I care about more than the price, because the price will come. There's going to be another bull run very, very soon, and we will have some sort of clarification on XRP, and the market will be in a completely different place in 12 months' time. And yeah, then we can consider taking some profits, taking out whatever it may be from the price of XRP. However, the most important thing for me is getting this clarification, kind of clearing its name as such. But of course, I assume we will see some sort of price action. Obviously, no financial advice. I'm just speculating, like everyone else, that we may see a run-up in price on XRP. But there's going to be a lot of hype and action around there. So yeah, just be careful if you're going to be buying, selling, whatever it may be. Of course, always do your own kind of research into it and make sure that you're comfortable with buying and selling any crypto in general, but especially with XRP being so hyped. Anyway, again, quite a kind of positive limelight shone on Ripple as per, well, not as per usual, but I guess as per usual for the past few weeks. Now, our friend Gary Gensler has said that crypto market is like the 1920s stock market and it's full of fraudsters. Apologies, sneezing crypto. So again, Gary Gensler's in the news. Honestly, I don't know why I'm giving this man so much coverage, but anyway, in a June 8th speech at the Piper Sandler Global Exchange and FinTech Conference, I feel like I should... Oh my goodness, how very unprofessional of me. But again, that's why I do these videos live. You get to see the real rundowns of how someone records a video, so there's no editing here. Apologies if any headphone users heard me sneeze in their ear, but I am human and it is live after all. So yes, Gary Gensler then, he compared the current crypto market and the current crypto market to the 1920s US stock market. Like, how can you even, where does that comparison even come? He says it's full of hucksters, fraudsters, and Ponzi schemes. So, just as Congress cleaned up the stock market by enticing the securities laws, the current SEC can also clean up the crypto market by applying these laws. This man, honestly. So, I won't play the video because I just can't hear this man's voice or watch him speak. But in the talk, Gensler praised the SEC Act of 1933 for the Securities Exchange Act of 1934, claiming that these laws allowed US securities markets to thrive over the next 88 years. Now, he argued that the crypto securities markets of today should also benefit from these laws. Are you dumb, mate? As they are not less deserving of the protections the law provides. Pointing out a court ruling against Telegram Open Network, Gensler argued that crypto asset securities are not exempt from securities laws, even if they have utility. So this man who taught at MIT, taught a blockchain course for many years, bigged up Algorand very specifically, spoke about Ethereum, spoke about crypto and the power of crypto. Roll on a few years from then, he gets a job at the SEC and had just forgot absolutely everything. He's just kind of just total, what's the word? Compromise. He's been totally compromised. A very easily compromisable man, if you look at him, by the SEC, and now has forgotten about all the things that he taught at MIT. So, some promoters of crypto asset securities contend that their token has functioned beyond simply being an investment vehicle. He also stated that, as the courts in the Telegram case and others have said, however, some additional utility does not remove a crypto asset security from the definition of an investment contract. Now, this means that crypto security exchanges must comply with the securities laws, including the requirement to separate the exchange, broker-dealer and clearing functions. That's, again, what he has stated. And in his view, this separation helps mitigate the conflict that can arise with the commingling of such services. So, yeah, again, like, this goes back to the kind of like the Howey test and stuff, which we spoke about before, and how it's a old school, I think that is like 80 odd years old, the Howey test, where they test certain assets against to see if they're securities or not. He's saying here that the same act back in 1933 and 1934 should be used against a digital asset like cryptocurrency that was only started in 2009 technically, but some of these projects are obviously 10 years old, 5 years old, so he wants them to play by the rules that are almost 90 years old, and he feels that they should play by the same rules, which again just shows you how dumb and compromised this man is, because the whole point of crypto is changing the future of finance. We're trying to move away from these old school 80, 90-year-old rules where, yes, they worked when you were buying and selling rice on the stock market, or you're buying and selling corn and wheat on the stock market, but we're now moving into an era of digital finance, blockchain technology, moving money cross-border in seconds for a fraction of the cost. So the only reason he's now being this man in the SEC's kind of puppet mastery or whatever it may be is that they are scared of blockchain. They're scared of the financial system crashing because blockchain's taken over. They are going to adapt. They are going to start using CBDCs. We know that already. So they're still, again, trying to crack down on crypto for however way they can do it, spread as much feed as possible, compare it to the 1920s stock market, saying that everyone's a fraudster and everyone's just out to hack you and whatever it may be. But fundamentally, they're missing the main point of crypto and blockchain in general. It's to help the financial world because it's so clogged up with fraudsters, with banking fraudsters, with real world use cases of cash being used for, again, not great activities, shall we say, for the drug trade, for whatever it may be. They all seem to just skip over that fact completely and entirely, even though there's a lot more years of evidence and proof of it being in not in favour of cash and how the banks work. Cryptos came along, trying to change that, trying to make the kind of financial world a more cleaner place where you can track every single transaction on the blockchain. There's cross-border payments, everything's much quicker, safer, easier. You can track your payments. Things don't just go missing into the abyss, if that's the word. It's frustrating as obviously I'm an investor. I make money from investing in crypto, but I'm also a believer of the tech behind it. So it's frustrating to see an old man like this who is compromised and I guess just kind of a sore, broken, lonely man who is getting either is working towards some sort of pay rise or he's trying to please someone in the kind of puppet show. He's now kind of coming after and saying that we're all fraudsters and whatever it may be. So yeah, a little bit of a rant there, but again, it's just the kind of passion that I've got for crypto in general. That it's just a bit frustrating sometimes when a man like this comes out and, especially Gary Gensler, because he has openly spoke and taught at MIT as a lecturer, like I've just says, about blockchain and crypto and praised them. So why now, 2-3 years later, are you completely kind of removing all kind of memories, shall we say. Anyway, I think this coffee has hit me quite quick because I am hyped up. I'm going after Gensler. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a rant and it made a bit of sense. Again, hit the comments, get the comments buzzing today. I want to see some hype in the comments for that rant. And yeah, of course, like today's video as well, so that the rest of YouTube can see my rants. So, let me sip this coffee, even though I don't think it's a good idea because I am so hyped up. But let's see what else comes after I sip this coffee. Okay, I'm ready to talk about XRP again, as always. So I've seen this tweet. Again, usually I would just treat this as a passing tweet. I just see another XRP tag in a chart, but I thought I'd bring it because, again, it's XRP. We're hyped up. Let's go. So XRP is setting up for the most bullish, explosive pattern in the entire crypto industry. Wow, what a hook line. Now, it might be the only coin with the capability of making you rich this year, or broke. I'm back in long and will soon release a video about it. So I love this tweet because simply hype. Just in case it's wrong, you may be broke. But yeah, anyway, so here's the chart. If I can open it up here. There we go. So yeah, so we're looking like it's obviously, this is back to when? May, I don't know if this is on the yearly, it's on the daily, there we go. So it's on the daily chart from May of last year, no, May of 21, where we did see around $2, which again was an exciting time. But yeah, we've been kind of, down action since then. Again, bouncing off this potential trend line and then broke out of it. And ever since then, we've kind of been battling against some resistance, touched it a few times, had some kind of support at it, but now we're looking to potentially break out of this triangle. So yeah, it does look bullish, of course, but it's easy to throw a couple of lines on a chart and make things look bullish sometimes. So yeah, just be wary of that. But anyway, I wanted to bring it to you because it looks good. It'll bring some hype, and that's what I'm all about. Now, Binance US, again, I'm just going to kind of show you this article. If you want to read it in full, pause today's video and watch it. It's something that I covered on a few kind of articles ago, but here is the full tweet from Binance US. Just again, in case you wanted a bit more information on it. I won't read it and save you the time because it will take me quite a few minutes. But yeah, pause today's video and read this in full. So the tweet from Meta Lawman. So again, this was kind of quoted on the previous article, but I wanted to read this one in more detail, hence why I skimmed over it on the last one. So here we go then, a few points. So point one, the stakes just keep getting higher for the ruling on the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. Here's why. If Judge Torres rules that XRP tokens trading on the secondary market are not securities, it would undermine the entire basis of the SEC's case against Coinbase and the Binance case. Again, already kind of touched on that part. Point two. In the Coinbase case, the SEC claims that 13 tokens traded on Coinbase are securities. So, Coinbase is illegally operating an unregistered securities exchange, broker-dealer and clearing broker. But if those 13 tokens are judged not to be securities, the SEC has no case. Okay. Next, before anyone gets too excited, a ruling by Judge Torres would not be a binding precedent in other cases, meaning that other judges will not be bound to the rule in the same way. Now, only decisions, again, I've covered this, but go with me here. Only decisions of the Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court are binding on on lower court judges. So essentially, not just because one judge judged it, it needs to be for each of the other cases and judges to say so. So here's why that's interesting. So the judge assigned to the Coinbase case is brand new, only been a judge for 6 months. Bit of a strange one. Judge Reardon works in the same court in the lower Manhattan as Judge Torres. So while a Torres decision on XRP would not be a binding precedent, am I saying that right? I don't think I am. I've just realised that I've read it like 3 times. This goes back to what I said yesterday. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. I can't promise that I'll fix it because I enjoy you telling me that I'm wrong. Point 5, I do believe that Judge Reardon will pay very close attention to the Judge Torres legal reasoning and the ruling whether XRP is a security. And I believe that the judge would follow the same reasoning as she analyses whether the 13 tokens cited in the Coinbase complaint are securities. Now, the dynamic, of course, works both ways. If Judge Torres rules the XRP token traded on the secondary market are securities, then the SEC will jump for joy and argue that judges presiding over the Coinbase and Binance cases should follow Judge Torres' reasoning. Sorry, this is long, but we're almost finished. The more caveats. So with the respect, I've actually just jumped one, so let me go back. A few caveats are in order. The Binance case is not quite as simple because unlike Coinbase, it did issue its own token, BNB, as we all know. So Binance will be hoping that Judge Torres rules Ripple's own issuance and sales of XRP do not qualify as securities offerings. Now, with respect to Coinbase, the SEC could still argue that staking as a service qualifies as a securities offering. And even if the Judge Reardon rules that the 13 listed tokens are not securities, but the rest of the SEC's case would be gutted. Now, the final caveat to all of that, judges within the same court do disagree with another occasionally. Again, judges are supposed to kind of think for themselves, so it does happen. But I believe that Judge Reardon, with only 6 months on the job, is not likely to disagree with the legal reasoning of her experienced judge and such an enormously consequential case. So the bottom line then, whichever way the early court rulings go, we would expect to see years of appeals. In the meantime, even more people in crypto have good reason to root for a big Ripple win. So it looks like the XRP finally is getting some reinforcements. Okay, sometimes I hate reading word for word because I like to just go off and give you my opinion on it. But the reason I wanted to get to the bottom line and through that full kind of tweet, kind of story there, or thread, should I say, to use the proper word, is that because this Coinbase and Binance news has been dropped, and it is super crucial, it's got a lot of attention because it is Binance and Coinbase. People didn't care as much of the Ripple case because it was Ripple, it was a banker's coin, no one liked it, blah, 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 blah. But now that people are jumping on the hype train of, oh, hang on a minute, if we can get a positive outlook for Ripple, that will then save our big exchanges. It will save Coinbase, it will save Binance. So let's jump on the XRP army's bandwagon. Let's potentially relist XRP, whatever it may be, to get that hype back because we really need a win and positive limelight shown on XRP for the greater good of the crypto space. So look, finally, we are getting some support from the rest of the crypto kind of space. Whether they like it or not, or whether they've always been secret bag holders, I don't care. I've been holding holding XRP for almost 6 years now. I'm in it, I'm deep in it, and I know a lot of you guys watching this are as well, so I'm really hoping that we do get the decision that we need and we deserve for all of you, of course. So, yeah, anyway, I wanted to kind of almost finish on this, but apart from the last chart I'm going to show you, which is, again, like I said at the start of today's video, something I wanted just to stick around to, so hopefully you are still around watching all of today's video, but it's looking good. Now, we've been saying that since day one, it's looking good, but it's really looking good now because Judge Torres is a very, very well experienced and well versed judge, hence why she's in charge of the Ripple case, which is such a big deal. And like this Meta lawman has said, this new judge that's been put into the Coinbase kind of ordeal is only 6 months into the job. He is not going to just decide to, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's got his own opinion, right? He might be the best in his job and best in his field, but the chances of him going against Judge Torres, who is super experienced, has done the job for a long, long time, he will, one, want to take a lot of kind of guidance from her, but also he'll want to look good in his position that he's in the same, what was it called? In the same like court or whatever it was. Is it Manhattan or something? I can't remember where it was. It says it there somewhere. So yeah, they're in the same kind of small court. So he's obviously going to want to impress everyone else in there as well. So yeah, look, again, complete speculation. I can't guarantee anything, unfortunately, but for me personally, I'm hyped because I know this should have came to an end a lot sooner, but we've waited and we've waited and we've waited. And as our artwork right there, which again, if you follow us on social media, you know exactly what I'm looking at up there. It says patience pays, and it's been our motto since day one, patience pays. And I'm really hoping that it pays off for XRP within the next next week on Tuesday. We'll know exactly how things are going to go for the rest of the year. But yeah, anyway, super excited, super hyped, and I hope you are too. Now, the last chart then I want to touch on is actually the DXY. So again, if you're in crypto and you follow us and you're part of our Discord community, you'll know that we have focused on the DXY quite a lot over the past few years, because simply how it tends to go in crypto is the DXY will pump, crypto will dump. Vice versa, if the DXY dumps, crypto tends to pump. That's, again, normally kind of how it goes on a zoomed out perspective. Now, this tweet here then says the DXY index is about to dump by a lot. After a broken parabola, it is now at the same area as ETH or many other major assets were in early 2022, which of course we all know was a horrible bear market or start of a bear market where everything just turned on its head. So such a dump for DXY would be immensely bullish for all risk-on assets denominated in the dollar. If you ignore this, bears, you are the same as permabulls in 2022. So let me just bring up this chart and show you. Again, like I said, nothing is guaranteed. It's just a point that we have seen time and time again where the DXY kind of is a good pointer to show that crypto is about to pump. So here's the DXY, here's Ethereum back in 2022 compared to the DXY currently. So a very similar pattern, I guess, apart from obviously this kind of spike here, but a kind of similar pattern where we've come up here, topped, come down, retraced, again, then fell, had a bit of support, again, broke out from that, which again, you can kind of see here, you know, it's a similar type of action, and we're looking like we're in, I would say, this point here, currently, where we're starting to kind of make our way back up on the DXY, but if we do come up and touch this, then we could see a rejection from it. And what happened when we rejected from it last year in Ethereum, we've seen a long postponed, just down, down, down. We touched kind of $800, $900 from the highs. So yeah, it's very potential, the potential's there. Again, it's just a way to look at things. It's a way to the kind of perspective. Doesn't guarantee anything, but in my opinion, this could play out because the dollar, again, there's a lot of things happening in the world at the moment, especially in regards to the dollar. We all know that. We've covered it quite a lot. And yeah, it would be great. Look, if we get this dump, we'll see a bit of a pump in crypto. Does it mean we're out and we're up to bull market territory? I don't think so. I do think this will be a bit of a kind of relief pump, if you like, or a retracement back to certain Fibonacci levels. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, we're in a bear market. Patience pays at the end of the day. We've sat in this for well over a year now, it feels like. So yeah, chill, relax, enjoy the journey, as Russ would say. The journey is everything. And hopefully you're following us along for the journey as well, because I'm here every single morning. Don't you worry about that. Monday through Friday, you can see me on your screens with coffee and crypto, with my famous cold coffee normally, because I take so long to drink the coffee. But yeah, anyway, that's all for today's video. Bit of a longer one than usual, but I do hope you enjoyed it. There was a lot of juicy and bullish news in today's video, so please share it with someone that you know. Enjoy the video whether you're watching it live. I hope you have a good rest of your day. If you are watching it back, drop me a comment. Let me know, where are you watching today's video or listening to today's video? Are you out in the car? Are you in the gym? Are you out a walk with a dog? Whatever it may be, I'm interested to see how you listen and watch these coffee and crypto episodes. So yeah, drop me a comment and let me know. I reply to every single comment as well. So yeah, let's get chatty. It's Friday. The hype is here. I hope everyone has a great weekend. My name's Don, and as ever, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Coffee and Cold. No, not Cold Crypto. Cold Coffee and Crypto. I will see you all on Monday for another episode. See ya.